Hello people of Tokane. Before we start, let me just point out that this is not a financial video. Just sit down, relax, grab yourself a cup of tea and enjoy. Hot, 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 hot. Welcome everyone. This video is targeted to the people out there who want to better understand how blockchain technology will be used in the game Aurory, compare it to traditional gaming, and just see how much the dev team is thinking so hard about every aspect of this game. Just so you know, we have a special guest coming at the end of this video to talk specifically about the Aurorian NFT, the DAOry, and the land ownership. But first, let's just look at the economy of the game together, how it will work practically, and how you can actually earn from that. First of all, let's clear things out to all the doubters out there. When you play a game, there's always a system that gives you some kind of gold that you can use then to buy items or gear from NPCs. Some games even make you pay in order to get extra gold and accelerate your gaming experience. Here in Play to Earn, specifically Aurory, it's gonna be exactly the same, except that the Aurory token that you earn is actually a cryptocurrency that can be traded, which means that if you play smart, you could actually make money while enjoying the adventure. Now, I don't want to give you the impression that you're going to become rich playing Aurory, especially if you go at it casually and not plan to get invested in the game. I guess we'll have to find out for ourselves. But the big question on everyone's mind is, what is the plan for the dev team to make sure that the Aurory token does not become worthless over time as more players start to get in? The short answer is you need to create as many interesting use cases around the coin as possible. And Aurory has this covered. Hatching eggs, entering dungeons, accessing PvP mode, using it on the marketplace, the possibilities are without limits. But the other way to balance things out is to keep some sort of control on reward distribution. To achieve this, Aurory has made a clear differentiation between free-to-play and invested player. If you don't plan to put money in the game, the good news is you could simply start staking the Aurories that you earned while playing for free. This will grant you the status of an invested player. But to be honest, it just might take a little bit more time for you to get there. According to the Aurory Manifesto, free-to-play players will not be able to drop any loot besides coins. You will basically have to use your Aurories to buy items and NFTs from the marketplace, which is fueled by invested players, which is so awesome. This is what we talk about when we talk about a gaming metaverse. Like, every player becomes part of the ecosystem and helps generate an in-game economy. To conclude, free-to-play kind of limits you from earning as fast as an invested player, which is the same as any game that will basically sell you some bundles in order to get access to more stuff. The most innovative part of Aurory's economical strategy has to be the sub-currencies. Rather than gaining a set value of Aurories from quests or combat, the team has decided to make us earn tokens and okas, two different coins that don't have a set value until the end of each week, when we'll be able to trade them for Aurories. This allows to balance out weekly Aurory distribution according to how many tokens and okas all the players across the game have accumulated. Again, the difference between these two coins is that one will be earned in free-to-play and the other as an invested player, which is again a great way to make sure that rewards are distributed fairly, because if people just want to gain Aurories and cash them out, this is really bad for the game's economy. So the people who keep their Aurories in the games will get more rewards in exchange. It's kind of like a savings account. Let me introduce you to the real-life Bytebit. Bytebit! Now, moving away from the Aurory token, which makes a solid case for being a deflationary asset, we also need to look at all the other assets in game. In my opinion, most of the items will probably have an unlimited supply, because no matter when you start to play the game, you should have equal opportunity. And the most common asset, of course, will be the NFTs themselves. The thing about the NFTs is that they could really become worthless as more players come into the game and start collecting them, except that they won't. The NFTs have very active burning mechanisms, which means you'll need to sacrifice one in order to either increase the rarities and the stats of another, which is called coaching. You'll also be able to change their skill sets or even suck the essence out of their
souls to turn them into power stones.
Hashtag save the NFTs. These kind of burning mechanisms come in all different forms for all the different assets in the game. Aurory is very clear about making this game a good game. Okay, let's stop talking now about the items and the coins. If you want to have more details, really go and read the Manifesto. It's full of, like, as they say in French, la pépite. For now, let's jump into the Aurorians, the DAOry, and the land ownership. I have a special guest for the second part of this video. I told you, the one and only alpha boy, thread master, Mr. AuroryDaily, Auron BE. So I'm super excited to have you here because I kind of wanted to do this format where I start to invite a few people in the videos. I wanted you to be the first one because you were the first introduction I had in social media about Aurory. When I was searching it, your stuff really got me excited and it was super clear. I think that is the best part and what everybody's appreciative of. So I wanted to bring you on board to talk about a bit the evolution of the Aurorian NFT and everything that's attached to it, because I don't have one, so I don't want to say things that might be wrong.
So thanks for the introduction, Rafi, and thanks for inviting me. A little bit scary for me, but excited to be here. I saw the announcement of Aurory on April 25th. I didn't try to mint. I saw that it would be impossible. They sold out in 3 seconds. Was I think 150,000 requests all at the same time. One of the most hyped mints. But I really wanted in. And I bought my first Aurorian a few days after the mint. I think I paid 27 Sol. That was a little bit a local peak. I had put a pretty large percentage of my portfolio in. And I was like, damn, this project is really legit, but people don't know about it. What can I do here? I took a leap of faith or something. I started AuroryDaily. And I have to say, day one, Sim reached out from Aurory. He was very glad that I wanted to do this. So I had their full support. And yeah, we started rolling from there. It's cool that I can speculate on AuroryDaily, which they can't do with the main account.
And I think it gives them also the time to focus on what's important for them and not have to focus on Twitter all the time.
100%, yeah.
So yeah, good job for that. And so I guess then my question becomes, when you got the Aurorian NFT, were all the perks attached to them already?
Not really. I'm gonna be honest here. At first, I was here for the passive income. I thought I would be getting 7 or 8 Aurory every month. But yeah, that has changed. It's going to flow through the DAO to not have any legal issues. But it doesn't really matter to me anymore if we would get Aurory or not. The thing about extra drops for Aurorians is something that was added later on.
Just to clarify to the people, there are many different perks for the Aurorian NFTs. I invite you to check the white paper, but right here today, yeah, we want to talk about the land and the DAOries.
Yeah, I like that they confirmed that we will have priority for lands. I understand that some other people may be going to be mad with that, but I mean, we're all investors here. We believed in Aurory since September or before. And I really like that we get the opportunity to buy some lands first. The only facts that we have is that it's going to be paid in Aurory. Aurorians get some priority. And they always have said that they wanted us to explore the lands first before selling them to us. So I think we still have time. I like the part where we are earning some dungeon fees. If you're owner of the land, I wonder, yeah, if you have that really awesome dungeon on your land, how many people are going to show up?
And what would be cool is if you could customize the lands, not even for rewards, but just to make it like your own place. Invest some Aurories to put a mountain there or something like this.
Damn, that's some good. You should become an advisor, I think.
The DAOry, an organization for the Aurorians. Could you really clarify for like basic people to understand what it really means?
Yeah, so the DAO is a wallet that is funded by the team and by the sales that are made. We already have 11,000 Sol in the wallet just because of secondary sales of the Aurorians. And we are also promised 5% of the total amount of Aurory that is ever going to be distributed. And yeah, we are basically free to do with it whatever we want. Of course, we cannot do anything that will hurt the brand. There is a voting process with squads where we will put up proposals. And right now, we would need 12% of all Aurorians to vote. And we would need 66% of them to vote yes to a certain proposal.
If you can share some of the ideas which are not about just managing funds to reward people, but rather how you plan to bring ideas to improve the brand of Aurory, for example.
Yeah, I think we are still looking into what we want to do with our DAO. But yes, we are also talking about, do we want to create merchandise? Do we want to do something for charity? I think for now what I can say is that we don't want to hurt the Aurory brand, but we also don't want to do the marketing for Aurory. The team has gotten a nice budget from the IDO they did in October, and we want to do our own thing. We are still very much searching, and I think it's going to take maybe more than weeks, a few months, until we are really rolling. We are looking if we can set up an infrastructure of some sorts. We're also thinking about, do we want to pull in some people without an Aurorian? But at this point, we are not a legal entity. We first need an organization for that, and that's still the stage we are at right now. We really want community members that we maybe have not known too much, or that have special experience in this kind of stuff. But again, we are still very early, we are throwing out questions, we are brainstorming a bit, and we definitely want to work together on how we want to communicate to the outside world. But we will definitely share some important proposals that will be tweeted out. The result will be tweeted out. That's the kind of info we want to share, and I hope in the future that we can say the DAOry has invested X amount in this new promising fitness project or whatever. I don't know. That would be so cool, I think.
Well, that's exciting. And I think we'll just leave it here for now, if that's good with you. Content will keep coming as the months pass by. You can do the closing words of the video.
Oh man, thanks. The closing words. Thank you for having me, Rafi, and thanks for the massive support. I see all of your likes and retweets.
Thanks, human. Also, like shorting down so well all the information. Super important for newcomers. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next video.